happy birthday to me. Hey guys, welcome back to Movie Geek Production channel, and yes, I just turned 23 years old. Wow. So today it will be a little bit fun. I'll be doing my favorite movie from every year I've been alive. So I will be starting from 1999 all the way to 2021. So 2022 just started, so I don't have any favorite films from that just yet because we just got started. Anyways, yeah, 23 years old. Whoa. So let's get right into it. 1999, The Iron Giant. Yes, one of my favorite animated films, but not only one of my favorite animated films, one of my favorite films of all time. I grew up with it. I still love this movie to this day. This movie desperately needs a 4K release and a sequel as well. That by Brad Bird, beautifully animated, beautiful, heartbreaking, heartwarming, fun, funny, cute, and all around a very exciting movie. Love The Iron Giant. 2000 would go with The Emperor's New Groove. One of the best Disney animated films. It's top tier. It's funny. It's hilarious. It became a cult classic. Love Emperor's New Groove. I love the character interaction with the two main leads. It's just hilarious to watch the situation they are in, trying to figure out how to get rid of this llama form, basically, and it's just hilarious. And I love Emperor New Groove. 2001, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I grew up with this movie. I saw it in VHS, Spanish dubbed. I will prove it right now. There you go, the Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the Spanish dubbed VHS I have forever. Sadly, I lost the cover of this VHS, but yeah, I grew up with Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Classic film. One of my favorites. Love it. This is where they started off the Harry Potter franchise. Love Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Sometimes I was creeped out by the movie, so yeah. Now, 2002 was a hard one for me to choose. I tied between two Disney films, funny enough. I decided to choose Treasure Planet. I adore that film so much since I was a kid. I thought it was really cool. It's a sci-fi film with pirates in it. Love that idea a lot. Sadly, this film did not get a lot of recognition or a lot of attention because it was a box office failure at the time. But love the animation style. It's so epic. It's funny at times. Yeah, very exciting, and the music is wonderful. I just adore Treasure Planet. 2003, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. That's right. One of my favorite trilogies and one of my favorite entry in the franchise. Yes, everybody's saying that this is their favorite. Yes. A lot of reason why, because this is so good. Return of the King is nothing short of epic and emotional. It is a satisfying conclusion to the Lord of the Rings trilogy. It's one of my favorites. I revisit this movie time to time. Every time it never gets old. And I never get dull. There's some epicness in there. It's very exciting. And it's overall it's a very satisfying conclusion. 2004, Spider-Man 2. One of my favorite Spider-Man films. I saw it in theaters with my grandma. It was very special to me. I still had a DVD that I had since I was a kid, and scratched as hell. Love Spider-Man 2. It's one of the most emotional Spider-Man movies, but yeah, very exciting. Doc Ock is fantastic in it as Alfred Molina. Some stakes were really high, and it's a beautiful movie. It's amazing. It's rewatchable. Love Spider-Man 2. 2005, Laugh at Me. I don't care. Laugh at Me. That is Sky High. I desperately want a sequel to this. Kurt Russell is in this as a superhero. That's awesome to me. I grew up with this movie, and this is X-Men / My Hero Academia having a baby, Sky High. Even though My Hero Academia didn't exist as of yet, but love Sky High. Oh my gosh, it may not be perfect by any imagination, but I adore that film. It's held a special place in my heart for a lot of reasons. Love the idea of the concept that the superheroes, have their kids who have power and go to the school called Sky High, where they teach about their powers and how either are you gonna be a sidekick or a hero. And there's some great scenes, some hilarious moments, just bring a big smile on my face. It's rewatchable. I have it on Blu-ray still, and it's rewatchable. And I'm dying for a sequel, although it's not gonna happen. But love Sky High. 2006, Pan's Labyrinth, directed by Guillermo del Toro, one of my favorite filmmakers of all time. This film meant so much to me. I saw it in my late teens, and I was like, oh my god. I was mind blown by this movie. The characters, the set design, the direction, the music. There's some great stakes going on in this movie that just etches my seat and glued to the screen. What's gonna happen in the story is a dark fairy tale story with the sense of realism and surrealism mixed together. Where this little girl came across with a fauno, played by Doug Jones, and this adventure that's going on, this dark, eerie world that she goes through, and there's some great emotional moments, some levity going on, and it's not a happy fairy tale movie. There's some really depressing scenes, some really sadness going on, and Guillermo del Toro, the way he did this movie is a fantasy. Not always a fantasy movie, it is a drama as well. 2007, Hot Rod, one of the best comedies to ever existed. No comedy just made me laugh out loud. It's hilarious, memorable, iconic, just bonkers. This film is bonkers, and Andy Samberg in this movie is phenomenal. The way he portrayed this character trying to live up this dad legacy, even though he is kind of like a loser in the town. And I love and adore Hot Rod. Oh my gosh, it's hilarious. Never a dull moment. When I revisit this film, it brings a big smile on my face. That's Hot Rod. 2008, The Dark Knight, directed by Christopher Nolan. What can I say has already been said? Masterpiece. Heath Ledger's performance as a Joker, one of a kind. 2009, Up. No Pixar movie got my heart broken than Up. Beautiful, sad, funny, yes, sad. Adore Up. One of the best top tier favorite Pixar films. I mean, it's my number one favorite Pixar film of all time. It is up there with Finding Nemo and The Incredibles. Beautiful story. It's beautiful. And the score by Michael Giacchino. The best. 2010, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, directed by Edgar Wright. Energetic. Such a great film. Great cast. Michael Cera, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Chris Evans. I mean, great cast. It's based on a comic book by Brian O'Malley. This film is amazing. Really special place in my heart. My friends love this movie. I love this movie. That's how we connect. And it's just hilarious. Really great editing techniques, camera movements. Just really fantastic film. It's fun. It's funny. Yeah, very exciting at the same time. It's very energetic. It's fast paced. It's fun, and one of those films I can revisit. Just bring a big smile on my face. It's just really great stuff. 2011, Super 8, directed by J.J. Abrams. Other than E.T., Super 8 is also the reason why I want to become a filmmaker. Just the way this film was made is just beautifully done. I kind of wish I saw it in theaters, but I didn't. I was in camp when this movie came out, I believe. It came out the same year as Deadly Hallows Part 2, I believe. And I adore this movie. This film it means so much to me. It's very special. And I wish I saw it in theaters. And it's about this group of kids trying to make a movie, but something bad happens that came across in their lives. And, it's very exciting. It's also really funny and charming. And it's a great coming of age movie as well. And also a great romantic movie as well. There's some really exciting stuff. And the score by Michael Giacchino is fantastic. And it's very exciting at the time. The train sequence is amazing. 2012, Moonrise Kingdom, directed by Wes Anderson. My favorite Wes Anderson film. Charming, funny, wholesome, delightful, beautiful, beautiful story. Love that movie. 2013, Prisoners. The one word I can describe about Prisoners is depressing. Directed by Denis Villeneuve, who did a well done job with bringing the character to life and be sympathy to it. Hugh Jackman, Terrence Howard performance is amazing, especially Paul Dano performance is also fantastic. And you feel that heaviness, the gravitiness that Danny Villeneuve brought to the screen. It's dark, it's um, eerie, yet very depressing and sad. It's just a beautiful, beautiful movie, and yet a very heartbreaking movie. Yeah, this film had my jaw drop on the floor. 2014, Whiplash, masterpiece. Are you dragging or are you rushing? 2015, The Remnant. This was a very special film for me that I saw this movie on my birthday with my mom and my brother, and I'm so glad I did because that film floored me. Performed by Leonardo DiCaprio, who did a phenomenal job. Cinematography by Emmanuel Lubisky, which is a phenomenal job that used natural lighting. And beautifully directed by Alejandro González, who brought intensity in this film. Yet a very euphoric experience watching Hugo Glass go through this very traumatic journey into his life when he was attacked by a bear. That bear scene is jaw dropping, amazing. 2016, La La Land. Similar to the experience with The Revenant, I saw it in theaters on my birthday as well. Directed by Damien Chazelle, another Damien Chazelle film in the list. Love that movie. Special to me. It is iconic, a classic. I love the ending, how different it is and unique. Even though one of my friends did not like the ending, I love the ending because how different it is. And it's just beautiful, beautiful story about dreams, chasing your dreams. Love La La Land. 2017, Logan. Emotional. Hugh Jackman gives one of the best performances of his career as Wolverine, funny enough, in the comic book movie. It's just a different take into a superhero genre. They move away from this spectacle, what it is from superhero movie, this big explosion. They went from the grounded reality to Logan as a character, a broken character, and we go see him do the journey, come across with Lauda, aka X-23. Even though the comics, she has 2 claws and 1 claws on her feet. Pretty awesome character in the comic books one. Beautifully directed by James Mangold. It's a beautiful movie, heartbreaking at the same time, a very satisfying conclusion to his run as Wolverine. 2018, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It blew me away. Rewatchable. Love this movie. Cannot wait for Across the Spider-Verse Part 1 that's coming out this year. Oh my gosh, this movie, it meant so much to me. I love this movie. This is the Spider-Man movie I wanted to see. And it finally brings Miles Morales to the big screen, which is great. I love the character Miles Morales, and hopefully we can see him in live action really soon. Love Into Spider-Verse. 2019 was a hard one for me. It was tight, but it was tight between Endgame and Knives Out. So I decided to choose Endgame. Yes, I love Knives Out. You know me, I love Knives Out. But I decided to choose Endgame over Knives Out because that film is so special to all of us. It was an experience that we've been waiting for. And no film will share the same experience what Endgame gives on the screen when you're watching on IMAX 6 p.m. That's why I remember the date and time when I saw this movie, and that portal scene meant so much to me. It was the comic book dream in me coming to life. Finally, my wish has granted that I've been wanting to see this. This is the return of McKean in the MCU franchise. It is wonderful. Yes, I love Knives Out. Fantastic film by Ryan Johnson. Phenomenal cast, great film, but Endgame is so special. 2020. You may be surprised by this. Klaus. Directed by Justin Baldini. Emotional, beautiful, heartbreaking, beautiful, beautiful film that nobody talks about. Love Klaus. And 2021, Dune, directed by Denis Villeneuve. Oh my goodness, what a film. I read the book, and I saw the David Lynch movie, and I went to see the early screening of Dune, directed by Denis Villeneuve. What an experience, and what a film. One of the best book-to-film adaptations. They did an incredible job with this. Great fresh cinematography. Beautiful. Denis Villeneuve direction is amazing. The cast is fantastic. The story is great. It's very epic. I cannot wait for part 2 that's coming out in 2023. We have to wait a little bit. But yeah, and I'm currently reading Dune Messiah right now. Love Dune. That is my favorite movie from every year that I'm alive. So yeah, from 1999 all the way to 2021. What a run. I'm so glad. I'm grateful. I'm 23 years old. Whoa. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Have a good one. Take care. Happy birthday to me. Woo!